ABC 7 News at 4 continues.
A plane is detained at the gate of the Minneapolis airport, and inside that plane, 6 Muslim scholars. They're taken into custody. They're questioned for hours. And now Muslim groups across America are outraged, and they're asking for an investigation.
Now, US Airways is calling this a security incident that started last night when a passenger raised some concerns about the 6 Muslim scholars who were on board that plane. ABC 7's Sarah Schulte joins us with a story about this. Sarah?
Well, Linda and Alan, the 6 religious leaders were taken off the plane, handcuffed, and detained for several hours. The Muslim men believe they were singled out because they prayed prior to getting on the plane. And while US Airways is calling it a security issue, the Muslim community is calling it discrimination.
Instead of a normal flight home, it was a long night stuck in the Minneapolis airport for these 6 Muslim leaders known as Imams. The men were removed from a US Air flight after a passenger raised concerns about the group to a flight attendant.
It's the worst moment in my life when I see 6 Imams being taken off the plane without any reason. There is no reason to do that. Then after that, they handcuff us.
The men passed through airport security with no problems. The only action that may have raised concerns is something these religious scholars do 5 times a day, and that is pray. Right before boarding the flight, 3 members of the group prayed in the terminal.
3 of us, we did this in a very peaceful way. We never bother anybody. We did not bother. We did not harm. We did not say it loudly, just to respect other people.
Muslim civil rights activists here in Chicago are outraged.
We've reached a point where prayer is suspicious activity.
The Imams were detained for 5 hours before being allowed to go home. While US Airways refunded their tickets, they refused to let them fly on another flight. So the men took another carrier. The Council on American Islamic Relations, known as CAIR, is calling for a full investigation. CAIR-Chicago executive director says there still is a long way to go when it comes to educating the public about Muslims.
This is a classic example of how the anti-Muslim hysteria that is rooted in ignorance and exploitation of stereotypes is still running very, very strong in this country.
The Imams were in Minneapolis for a religious conference. They are now back home in Phoenix. CAIR is demanding an investigation into the behavior of the US Airways staff and airport security. In a statement, US Airways is also conducting an investigation and said it does not tolerate discrimination of any kind. And Alan, Linda, we still don't know exactly the passenger that passed the note to the flight attendant. We're still not sure exactly what the specific concern was about the group.
Okay. Thanks very much.